At the banquet, the CEO suddenly heard his wife's cry for help. He immediately rushed into the noisy crowd. He saw a woman being pinned to the ground by a group of people. When the mask on the woman's face fell off, he was shocked to find that it was his wife. He instantly ordered them to let her go. Seeing her husband stand up for her, the woman immediately fought back against the scheming woman. The other guests were all startled by her actions. They hadn't expected her to be so bold. The scheming woman quickly ran to the CEO to complain, but the CEO told his bodyguards to seize her, then carried his wife out of the banquet. The woman felt something was off because he had never carried her before. It turned out that their marriage was arranged for business, and he had always wanted to find his childhood first love. Every day, he reviewed hundreds of women, hoping to find the one with a crescent-shaped birthmark on her leg. That day, he planned to divorce his wife, but suddenly started coughing uncontrollably. His assistant quickly rushed him to the hospital. When the woman found out he was sick, she was overjoyed, but as she reached the door of his hospital room, she put eye drops in her eyes. Then she ran inside pretending to be heartbroken. She held his hand and said, "What would I do without you?" But what she didn't know was that, after this illness, the man had mysteriously gained the ability to hear her inner thoughts. He heard her thinking, "As soon as something happens to you, I'll be free to take your money and travel the world." Seeing that she hadn't moved her lips, he thought he was hallucinating. He then asked her why she had come. She claimed she was deeply worried about him, but in her mind, she was thinking she came to hear his last words. This time, he was sure he was hearing her thoughts. So he temporarily abandoned the idea of divorce and decided to observe what kind of person his wife really was. When they left the hospital, they got caught in an elevator accident. The woman immediately pretended to be helpless and sought protection from her husband, but the man passed out right in front of her. She didn't expect him to be so fragile, and out of boredom, she started telling scary stories next to him. In his dazed state, the man noticed a red bead on the woman's chest. It was the very keepsake he had exchanged with his childhood sweetheart. He wanted to ask her about it, but fainted again from her scary story. When he woke up, he immediately looked at her neck, but there was nothing there, so he assumed he must have imagined it. Later, he asked his wife to help him tie his tie, but she had no idea how. She nearly strangled him by accident. She quickly loosened the tie and tied it into a bow instead. The man was confused, and she explained that this was the signature style of a successful man and claimed it was the latest trend. But in her mind, she said, "I totally made that up." All of a sudden, the man started thinking his wife was actually kind of interesting.